5 picks. 5 stars gone. And this is where a middle pick either makes you or breaks you, because the worst move on this board is morning players you were never getting. Look forward, not up. Jackson Smith-Njigba was still sitting there. The man led the entire NFL in receiving yards last season. 119 catches. A league-high 32% target share. The reigning Offensive Player of the Year in the offense that just won the Super Bowl. In PPR, volume like that isn't a pick, it's an annuity. And yes, I passed on Christian McCaffrey to do it. He might be the fantasy GOAT, back in his day he even won me a league. But he's 30 now and I watched 2024, 4 games and done. At pick 6, you don't bet against the age curve and the injury risk. The room took him 3 picks later. Let someone else take that risk in the first round. Your second pick is where your draft can make or break your year. I highly recommend coming out of your first 2 picks with at least 1 running back. So here we are on the clock at 19 with no running back. This is a no-brainer. Take the best running back on the board since we already took our receiver at 6. Now we take our back, and the one I'm highest on is Breece Hall. ESPN's own app was begging me to take Derrick Henry. Watch me ignore it. Breece Hall is a dual-threat running back, and in PPR that gives him an edge over Henry. Breece just posted his first 1,000-yard season, and that backfield is his, no committee, no rookie breathing on him. And quietly, the Jets have built an offensive line that's trending toward the top 10. Go ahead and take your favorite running back here, but I personally think Breece Hall has top 5 running back potential. Henry is 32 years old, coming off 307 carries. And yes, he was great last year. That's exactly what the season before the cliff always looks like. Nobody rings a bell before it happens. Old and washed is harsh. Round 2 is harsher. Remember the round 2 reach. Here's the payback. A.J. Brown picked 30, a top 15 player by market price, and he fell right into our lap. New England was supposed to be his decline chapter. Instead, he walked into the offense of the league's most improved quarterback. Drake May led the NFL in completion percentage last season, and A.J. is still the same violent 1,000-yard problem he's been his whole career. Don't overthink this one. Now watch the room panic. Josh Allen was sitting right there, and I let him sit because a quarterback at his ceiling price can only ever break even. The room took him 4 picks later. Hold that thought until round 5, it's about to make us rich. Travis Etienne was there too, new city, $52 million, and a backfield split 3 ways with Kamara. I don't buy crowded. Not every round is going to be a flashy pick. Right here, we needed a running back. Don't screw this up, come out of your first 4 picks with at least 2 running backs. Trust me here. Bucky Irving, pick 43. As a rookie, he flat out took that backfield away, 1,500 scrimmage yards. Last year was the injury tax, 10 games, a shoulder, a foot. That tax is the only reason he's still on the board, and now Rachaad White is gone to Washington. Healthy, this room is his again, and healthy, this is round 3 talent. And count it, that's 2 legitimate running backs locked by round 4. That's rule number 3, and it's the floor this whole strategy stands on. Receivers who catch volume early and never ever being the guy who's desperate to trade for a running back midseason. T. Higgins was right there, phenomenal talent, but 2 of his last 3 seasons got shortened by soft tissue. At this price, I'm not betting on twice in a row. Now watch what patience does. Look at this screen, the quarterback shelf, still stacked in a row at pick 54. The room already spent its panic on Josh Allen, and somebody just grabbed Jaden Daniels 5 picks ago. That's when you strike and take the best player on the draft board. Lamar Jackson, a 2-time MVP, slid all the way to pick 54. Why? Because last year was his down year, 13 games, career lows on the ground, and a fence that fell apart around him. The whole franchise got gutted for it, new head coach, new staff, everything rebuilt around number 8. You're not paying MVP price. You're grabbing an elite fantasy quarterback at a great price. And here's the part people get wrong about best player available. It doesn't mean ignoring your roster. It means you never reach for a need, you wait until the best player left is the need. You just checked off a need at an important fantasy position with potentially this year's #1 fantasy quarterback, a full round after the room stopped looking. Jaden Daniels went at 49, and I'd have happily taken him too. That's the whole point, let the room panic first, then take the faller they leave behind. And the safe play was Kyle Pitts staring right at me. 4 years as a fantasy IOU, and yes, last season he finally cashed in. So now you're paying full breakout price for a 1-year sample. That's exactly backwards. Tight end can wait. This is the pick I'd circled since round 1. If you don't know the name, that's the entire point. Look at the board, he sat at 63 for 3 straight rounds and nobody moved. Jadarian Price. Seattle spent the 32nd overall pick on him, first-round draft capital, right after Kenneth Walker walked to Kansas City. The defending champs don't burn a first on a committee guy. Now, this is probably my riskiest pick of the draft because Price is a rookie. But if you followed this strategy, your roster is already built to the point where it's hard not to have one of the best teams in your league. That's what buys you the right to swing. And I need you to see who I refused. Marvin Harrison Jr. right there at 68. The most hyped receiver prospect of the decade went wide receiver 30 as a rookie, then wide receiver 49 last year. 2 years of just wait is enough. DK Metcalf 59 catches as the number 1 in Pittsburgh. A highlight reel with a floor problem. And the room proved my tight end point for me. Laporta went 1 pick later. Pick 78. I still don't understand how this guy is always available. Mike Evans put up 11 straight 1,000-yard seasons, tied with Jerry Rice for the longest streak in NFL history, before injuries wrecked his final Tampa year. Now he's a 49er and people are worried about whether he can stay on the field, and that's where they're wrong. When Mike Evans is on the field, he gives you great fantasy numbers. He's going to be my starting flex. If he goes down, he sits on my bench until he's healthy, but if this pans out, it could be my league-winning pick. Brian Thomas Jr. was the trendy name, and his down year wasn't the quarterback's fault. Trevor Lawrence just had a career season. 2 new mouths, 8 Thomas's targets, and I'm not paying to find out if he wins them back. I know exactly what you're thinking. Washed-up tight end. And look, tight end is tough this year because getting an elite one means spending a premium pick. Every time one sat on my board, taking him felt like a reach when I had more important roster spots to fill. But Kels at 91 costs nothing, and this selection checks the last box on our roster. He still finished 3rd among tight ends in total points last year. With Mahomes back for week 1, I think Kels might have one good season left in him. Take the best tight end available on your board, but this year, I'd avoid reaching for one unless he falls right to you. Look at the aisle I left behind: Andrews, Hawkinson, Kincaid. Every one of them went later to somebody else. And remember Harrison, the name everybody wanted me to take back in round 6. Some of you will draft the name again this season. I'll take the free Hall of Famer instead. Tell me I'm wrong. From here we stop drafting floors and start drafting ceilings, but you buy the lottery tickets with real jackpots. Xavier Worthy owns the fastest 40 in combined history, 4.21, and plays with Patrick Mahomes. That sentence is worth pick 102 by itself. Last year died on the 3rd snap of the season, a shoulder, and the market never forgave him. And full disclosure, he tweaked that same shoulder in camp 2 weeks ago. Reports say sprain back in days, and that scare is exactly why he's still sitting here in round 9. Speed like that wins week 15. Rashad White was the safe one, a committee floor with no jackpot attached. In round 9, safe is just another word for capped. Yes, a second Seattle back, and let me tell you why. We already have Price. This pick is like getting insurance on your car. He's rehabbing a knee and might not be back until late in the season, but if Price goes down or Charbonnet O takes the lead job back when he returns, we own the same backfield either way. With every need on the roster already filled, this is a luxury pick. Same idea, pointed at someone else's star. Detroit signed Pacheco to back up Jahmyr Gibbs, the number 1 pick in all of fantasy. If Gibbs misses time, whoever holds Pacheco is starting a league winner they got in round 11. You're not just drafting your own insurance, you're drafting the room's. This pick isn't flashy. Kamara is not the player he used to be. He'll probably never start for my team unless things go downhill fast. I drafted him for the name. Kamara might have a few good games this season, trade him high. You'll be able to fleece somebody in your league, so move him as soon as you can. At this spot, just look for high-risk, high-reward players and grab some depth. Braylon Allen, 250 pounds of insurance, standing directly behind my own 2nd-round pick. And Jawon Jennings gives the receiver room a veteran floor. Every bench seat has a job. None of them wasted on a 3rd kicker. And now the two positions that expose every undisciplined drafter alive. Someone in your league will take a kicker in round 7. Let them. Brandon Aubrey, 5 career makes from 60-plus yards, the most in NFL history, was still there in round 13. The best leg in football for free. In the defense, round 15, whoever's left this year, Dallas. Doesn't matter. Defenses are weekly rentals. You stream the matchup from week 1. Kickers and defenses in the last 2 rounds. Every year. Forever. It's not a hot take, it's a law. So here's the team that wins your league. The league's leading receiver. A workhorse back the market forgot how to price. A 2-time MVP bought at his floor. A Hall of Fame tight end for free, a first-round rookie the room couldn't name, and a bench built out of other people's give-ups. Added up 101 picks of ADP value across the roster, and not one pick that needed luck. 3 rules executed. 1. Out of your first 2 picks with a running back and a receiver. 2. Never reach for a need, wait until the best player available is the need. 3. 2 real running backs locked before the bench rounds, then spend the middle on conviction, not comfort. Championships aren't won in December. They're won on draft night. Walk in with these 3 rules and the blueprint does the work. Drop your draft slot in the comments and I'll give you the plan from your seat. And if you think I'm wrong about Henry, Allen, or Harrison, the comment section is right there. See you in the next one.